muchas piñatas.
Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Welcome to Paradise Academy, Season 2, Episode 34, B4 Act 2, 5 cool. No, it's back to school again for the first time, or rather
This time
back
with
to school
numbers
for the
in
first
there.
time again, except alphanumeric. Hey, at least I didn't try anything like 7, where it's like SE the number 7 in an EN. 7 is not a V, okay? Yeah, things are afoot. We'll say that. It's very difficult to even recap. So my recap for our session when we start here in just a moment is going to be go watch episode 33. And then go watch the other 32 episodes before that. And then go watch the other 31 episodes of season 1. Basically, watch all of our episodes if you haven't watched them already. How dare if you haven't. Or welcome for the first time.
Also, hi!
Just a couple of quick announcements. First, it is up now on youtube.com/mini-terrain-domain. The 104th regular episode, the 114th overall episode, and the final episode of Scribes and Scrolls. The campaign that we played for over 3.5 years has come to an end, and it was an epic, satisfying end all around. We had Gary and Em and Carrie all there, and it was just an all-around great way to wrap up a campaign. So please do check that out. If you're looking for something else to watch, please head over to Erasmus Expeditions on YouTube. Check out the completed trilogy of Aether Nexus, Last Train to Eidolon, a sponsored AbTab game that Jeremy ran with some S-tier players. Chad being one of those players. That was I've seen about probably 60% of the game so far, and we'll be catching up on the rest of it. Absolutely amazing. And then that is a great way to get yourself introduced to the Aether Nexus system, and you can come back in November to watch an all-new, as yet unnamed trilogy happening right here on MTD. Also a sponsored AbTab game. Carrie is going to be one of the players in that game, along with some familiar MTD faces. Another great campaign to check out. We're playing for the first time in a long time, 2 weeks in a row, tomorrow night. Ted and I will be over on Nerdarchy for the Old Guard. We were just talking amongst ourselves before we went on the air. If you think Billy's going down a dark path, and you want to see something similar but different, tune into the Old Guard, where Jake's character's going down a dark path. So yeah, you can check out that. We also just recently launched our new Alt Tuesday campaign, opposite Sky Metal Iron Gods, Scavenger, Death at Dusk. And then, of course, every Thursday you can catch us here for Welcome to Paradise, Michigan. And launching soon, we still got to figure out a date, but launching soon will be 7 Dooms for Sandpoint, a Pathfinder 2e campaign taking over the Scribes and Scrolls Monday night time slot. Quick content warning for this game. We are adults playing fictitious characters in a fictitious town. We're playing make-believe. We're also, a lot of us, playing as kids and teens in a 1980s high school situation. Please prepare yourself, because you may hear intense roleplay, adult language. You may hear graphic depictions of violence. Occasionally we delve into body horror, usually hand stuff. We also can get into things that deal with relationship issues, divorce, substance use and abuse, and you name it, we're probably exploring it in some way, shape, or fashion. And if that's not your bag, please do find something else to watch, like some of the other shows I just mentioned. We will not think any less of you if that's not something you want to be a part of. But do know that we have had a few session zeros. We have established our lines and veils, and we have safety tools in place. We use a traffic light system, but we do encourage you to use safety tools at your own games, have session zeros. They are a very important tool to use in your role-playing games. You can I don't know why that word gives me so much trouble all the time. Exclamation point safety tools. We'll get you a link to the RPG Safety Toolkit online, where many of the resources that we use can be found. Before we get into the game proper here, I do want to take a moment to remind you that you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference. Whether you believe it or not, it is true. There are any number of reasons why you might be struggling, or you or somebody else that you know could be going through it, or maybe you just need somebody to talk to. Regardless of what that reason is, we recognize that sometimes the hardest part is getting started on finding that help. That's why we've made it as simple as possible to come here into our chat and type exclamation point help and get some resources there. Check out the link at findahelpline.com or the growing list of resources at takethis.org. We encourage you to check out those websites, bookmark them, save them for yourself, save them for a friend, and remember, you matter. With that, I would like to welcome you all to Paradise, Michigan, Paradise Academy. Paradise, what iteration is this? It is the first day of school once again. It is a rainy Tuesday once again. And you are all gathered outside the school, prepared to go into Paradise Academy for the first time, for the second time, once again. Though not everything is the same. Oak just showed up, and a minor retcon to what I said last week. Only his older sister, Bree, got out of the car. The younger sister is not old enough to be at Paradise Academy just yet. But you all saw that Oak's parents and Oak's family dropped them off. You also know that Jessica is with you. You are all standing in front of the school. The warning bell has gone off, and you can see that the last stragglers are pulling into the parking lot, and a few people are sort of moving a little bit quicker around you as they head towards the front door of school. Before I turn it over to all of you, see how you're going to react, there is something that happens first. As you are all standing there, looking up at the school, realizing that what has just happened. Rosie and Jessica, you spot two familiar faces. Their uniforms very crisp and pressed, purposefully walking up to you together. Claire Spicer and Meredith Haas. They walk directly up the two of you, stopping in front of your group, kind of glancing around. Claire looks you up and down, Rosie. Hey, Rosie! Meredith looks over. Jess! And kind of leans in and gives you a hug. And then Claire smiles brightly at you, Rosie, and then turns, walks over to Laz, stands up on her tiptoes, and plants a big old kiss on Laz's lips, grabs hold of his hand, and says, "Hey, baby."
I look at Laz.
Jessica is going to grab onto like Rosie's like forearm and like dig her nails like almost in, like holding Rosie back.
Oh my god.
Laz is like petrified. He doesn't know what to do in this situation.
Rosie's fists are clenched and her knuckles are white, and she's like frozen though. Like she can't just haul off and slug this bitch because like it's a really weird context right now. Rosie's just like staring.
Was it Claire or Meredith?
It was Claire.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What would be the worst choice?
Yeah, right. What would hurt the most? That one. Rosie is just like staring at this, like jaw agape, and like Laz does not look happy about this, or just looks confused.
Absolutely perplexed.
Oh my.
What? Is like all he stammers out.
Rosie hurries into the school, I think, because the bell has rung, right? Rosie is doing the mature thing, frankly, and removing herself from this situation.
Calls after her.
Nope.
Jessica's gonna follow after Rosie.
Meredith moves to quickly keep pace with you, Jessica. I've never known you to be so eager to get into the school, even on the first day. Ew.
She like, I don't know, there was supposed to be like this new kid. Everyone was saying how hot he was. I want to get like a first look, she says, like as like nonchalantly as she can, and she's like hurrying, like speed walking after Rosie.
As soon as Rosie like ducks down. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Meredith does start to say, "Oh, you mean her?" And you don't hear what she says as you hurry away from her towards Rosie.
Chat later, kiss kiss, she says as she's like as she
oh my God.
closes the door.
Rosie gets around a corner and like as she's turning, she freaking punches a locker, and she's just like, "What the fuck?" And like just immediately boom boom, like fast against the locker, and like, Jess, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, like, we're both seeing it, right? We both saw that, right?
Yeah. She looks worried at Rosie.
Like you're good. You're good at this. You're good at this girly stuff. Did Claire seem like she was being a bitch to me? Did she seem like she was doing it on purpose? Because like the whole art, we reconciled, but that was in the last time, and
Jess shakes her head. There's no way. Meredith is talking to me, and like we're friends. I broke her hand in the last, and whatever. There's no way, she says. She looks like sad towards Rosie, like, no, I think Claire in this iteration is dating Laz, she says, and she looks kind of.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And Rosie's like looking around and just like, oh my God. And she looks at the clock and she's like, I gotta go to class. And we play East on Thursday, and I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. And she's just like she's stuck in this spot, I think.
Listen. The Laz you know right now is your Laz. All right? This other one is, well, he's gone. He's disappeared. He doesn't exist in this. He will, as much as he's an idiot, he'll do the right thing, Rosie.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. He'll break up with her and we'll get together and it'll be fine. Right? It'll be fine.
I mean, fine is a word you could use. You've never been, like, sloppy seconds, you know, for a breakup, have you? It might get a little messy, but, like, it'll be fine, she says.
Yeah. No, I'm nobody's sloppy seconds. You're right. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I'm better. Thanks, Jess.
Rosie, as you turn around, you are standing face to face with Jimmy Britsky, who immediately leans down and kisses you on the cheek.
Oh my God.
I thought you were going to come by my house this morning.
I forgot. And Jess, you notice it, but maybe Jimmy doesn't. One of Rosie's knees like buckles when he kisses her. And it's like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I must have forgot. Anyway, it's the first day. I got a lot on my mind.
What's Rosie's favorite flower?
Oh my God. Fucking black-eyed Susans, of course. A Michigan native flower for anybody who's curious.
I don't know flower. I know the basics. What the heck is a black-eyed Susan?
Fucking okay. Daisy.
Oh, okay.
I'm sending you a picture right now.
I'm looking at it. I got Google.
Oh, okay.
Most people call them
like
daisies, not black-eyed Susans.
I'm sorry. I'm from Michigan, where this is themed, and you know, I prefer to be on the theme.
Jimmy, who has one hand behind his back, says, "Well, I was going to give these to you at the house, but I know they're your favorite." And he hands you half a dozen white tulips.
Oh. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks. Yeah, you're right. They are my favorite. Oh man. And Rosie smells them and is like trying to get excited about these flowers.
They're silk.
Not a soup. They're what? They're fake. Rosie kind of laughs. She's like, "Well, Jimmy, I will keep these in my locker all year, where they'll thrive."
You hear
Rosie kind of laughs, is like, "Thanks."
You hear behind you the clearing of a throat as Dr. Sharp is moving through the hall.
Leave room for Jesus, kids.
Gently prodding people that 2 minutes as people are quickly making their way to class. I would like to swing back to see as Rosie and Jess took off, leaving the others outside. I want to give Laz a chance to further react to Claire, who has your hand and is gently pulling you towards the front door of the school.
Yeah, he's gonna try to like not have that be the case. He's gonna try to like pull his hand back.
What's the matter?
The hell are you talking about? What's the matter?
I'm absolutely confused right now. We agreed we were going to meet in front of the school, and we were going to go to class together.
Well, that might be kind of one way that things maybe happen, but you see, like I remember things in a very different way. Like I haven't seen or talked to you in like weeks now.
You're kidding, right? This is
No.
some weird kind of... Is this one of your Monty Python British humor jokes that I don't get?
Not that you ever understand that kind of thing, but no. Were you not like on a ship at some point recently
We
in the middle of like Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, whatever it is?
put the yacht away for the winter already.
Oh, you have a yacht.
Oh my
Of
God.
course you have a yacht.
The yacht.
You went out on the last...
Me?
You were with us.
On a yacht.
Are you high again?
I'm thinking that sounds like a really great plan right about now. Because honestly, I'm having a little bit of a hard time kind of trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. And honestly, it's a little weirding me out.
I'm going to have you and Claire have an opposed charm check.
I believe Claire let Laz borrow some like douche shorts and some like yacht shoes.
The boat shoes are absolutely not vibing.
Yeah,
With-
the loafers without socks.
With like a button up.
Yep,
Mhm.
he's got the double pop collar for sure.
The song "You're So Vain" is playing over a montage of this scene.
Okay, I got a gigantic, enormous 2.
What die were you
Ooh.
rolling, by the way?
Power
A D4.
to.
D4. Claire will be rolling a D20.
Oh, great.
Oh God.
You got all the
Oh
shot in the world.
God.
Good
That's a
grief.
20. Call it what it is.
Claire looks at you,
Oh no.
and you see she kind of bites her lower lip, and you see the lip quiver, and you see her eyes start to water,
Oh.
and she doesn't even say anything. She just turns and runs into the school away from you.
I don't plan on working on homecoming. Just saying. Man, what a crazy first day. The hell did she go? And he kind of like looks after Rosie and kind of heads off that direction.
Oh.
Billy,
Oh God.
So-
How does the timing line up here, you motherfucker? I can see the look of mischief in your eyes.
Now, let me ask the question. Does Laz have any knowledge or memory of him being with Claire over the summer?
nope. So
Yeah, that's the impression that I got. So,
this is not the same as when you guys started this iteration. You don't have any new memories. So Laz genuinely has no memory of being with Claire. Rosie has no memory of dating Jimmy. And Jessica certainly has no memory of being besties with Meredith and Claire. These are all new things that are happening to you all, including Billy, as Abby Handler comes walking up to you, and she's clutching some books to her chest. It's the first day of school, and somehow Abby already has books.
Sure.
And she kind of walks up to you and kind of pushes her glasses up a little bit and says, "Hey, Billy, we have
AP calculus.
sorry, we have I couldn't remember if it was Mr. or Mrs. Chance. We have AP Calculus together, 5th period, with Mrs. Chance. I took the liberty of coming to orientation, and here. And she thrusts a brand new calculus book at you.
Thanks, Abby. Is there anything that I'm, reading in regards to knowledge of Algernon or any of that stuff? Or is it just
go ahead and make a grit check for me.
And I apologize, did not have the dice out, which means my dice rolls are going to suck tonight, because that's just how it works. That's an 8.
That's an 8 for Abby. Abby is very much the Abby that you remember from the start of the iteration as a
she wasn't in the start of the iteration.
No, but you had memories. You had memories of her,
sure,
because Billy and Abby are friends. Abby is a brilliant math student. One might even say a brilliant mathlete, if one were to put a tropey name on it. Is a good friend of yours. And though she thinks it's secret, you know that she has a crush on you. And she has for a couple years. She's very much playing into that, the whole awkward, nerdy high school student. But there's this moment where you catch each other's eyes and you see just the flicker of recognition, but other than that, she doesn't betray anything.
All right, so I will just give her a nod and a smile. Thanks, Abby. I look forward to seeing you in Calculus this year.
Yes, I'll see you in Calculus. And she quickly turns and she does that where she's like holding her book to her chest and runs without moving her arms, just like head down, quickly running.
You play the awkward conversation way too accurately, Jake. I have some concerns. Okay.
We're sitting here playing RPGs. How many of us lived exactly this moment before? I know I have.
That leaves Oak, Coop, and Bree.
Hey.
Billy? Where'd Billy go?
Oh, I guess Billy's still there. I was assuming Billy went after Abby, but I guess Billy's still standing there.
Billy's still there.
Oh, yeah, it's the 4 of you. Bree just kind of looks, doesn't even really look at you, Oak. She doesn't say to anybody in particular. And she just kind of looks after as Abby's running up, and she's like, how the hell is it that on the first day of school, everybody's hormones are at peak magnitude?
Don't look at me.
I wasn't. You shouldn't even have hormones yet.
I'm sorry, it's gonna happen. Like, I don't. He starts blushing. Like, I don't want to talk about this with you right now.
Then why'd you bring it up? And she kind of punches you in the arm and walks up to the school.
Have a good day. Ow. And then I think looking at Coop and Billy. Okay. Just so I know that you guys know, we're all seeing this, right? Like, I just got hit in the arm, and I didn't. It's not a dream. It's happened. So
I was literally before all of this, and I was just pointing in the direction of the friends that have walked away, the friends that just kind of showed up and pulled them in each direction, how is it the first day of school again?
Yeah, I don't know. I looked at Coop being like, what do you think happened? Because I don't know, man. All I know is the rifts happened, those tear things, and then like we were running from the school, and then this. So I don't know.
Well, we should get to class or we're gonna be late.
I look at you for a moment, Coop, with like this incredulous, like, you're worried about class and whatever this is happening around us. Okay. And then, yeah, I think Oak is kind of having a small panic attack. Yeah, I think Oak is kind of having a small panic attack right now because he also doesn't know how to feel. He just had family that he didn't have now back in his life, so he's like, let's get to class. I think I just need to sit down for a minute.
That's probably a good idea. And Coop kind of pushes Oak a little bit to get him walking. And as we start walking away towards class, Coop's going to lean in and say, I don't trust Billy anymore. I know things.
Hey, wait. What do you mean you don't trust Billy?
We'll talk more later, but I heard some things when everything was happening, and I don't trust Billy anymore.
Okay. Okay, buddy. I trust you. Okay. I'll listen. I'll hear you out. They'll just go on to class. He'll keep walking to class. But
aside from that, did you see Claire Spicer plant that one on Laz? Oh man,
yeah.
I wonder if Rosie's mad.
Oh, I believe it. There's no doubt. I bet you she saw red soon as she saw that. Oh, yep. And then just the two of them, just absolute goobers walking down this hall, talking about the teenage drama.
Amazing.
So, one, I asked everybody in the side chat to roll a D100. Two, while we're waiting for the last couple of you to roll your D100s, I would like Coop and Oak. Yeah, Coop and Oak. I would like you to roll grit checks, please.
So gritty, yeah.
Thank you, chat. Chat says hi, as in H-I-G-Y-H-G-Y. Hey.
H-I-G-Y-E-I-H-H-G.
Did you want us to just blurt them out or put them in the thing? Because I put mine in the thing.
I put mine in the thing.
The D1, the
grit checks.
The grit checks I just asked you to roll, you can go ahead and say.
Okay, 6.
I got a 4.
We're gritty.
As you're walking to class, which I will say, another retcon, somehow my version of the class schedule got messed up. I've corrected it to what it should be, that Oak, you have journalism with Jessica first period, not the English comp. Oak, thank you for your 4. It means nothing. Coop. Sorry.
Thanks for doing that. It was worth it.
I appreciate your participation, but whatever.
Thank you for your 4. It was worth nothing. I don't even know what they came from. Sorry about that.
Tiny participation trophy. Right. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Little things called being honest.
Thank you for rolling a die. You did
Thank you
not
for rolling
succeed.
it.
It means nothing.
However, Coop, as you are heading to class, you pass by the school office. And at a quick glance, you see, of course,
Miss
Why-
Adams?
Miss Adams. Thank you. I completely blanked on her
Ooh,
name.
damn.
You see Miss Adams at the reception desk. And you see, standing next to her desk, you see Principal Gunnarsson sort of in that area. You've got the sort of main reception area, and then to the left is Principal Gunnarsson's office, and to the right is Dr. Sharp's office. And sort of in that central area, the first person you see is Principal Gunnarsson, and then as you walk by, you see that she is having a conversation with none other than Algernon. They seem to be having an amiable conversation. I would like, based on our D1 Hondo rolls, looks like Oak is the highest, 79. So, Oak, I would like to know in the first part of the day, between now and lunch, and of course, if you have class with, if you know, you'll have an opportunity to interact with anybody you want during these morning classes. But I want to know, what is one thing that you notice that's different, but only slightly different?
Oh, super simple. The seating arrangement, where the desks are fitted, where people are sitting. Oak goes to sit at his normal desk, the desk that he started with on the very first day of class. I imagine that it's actually probably somewhere close to where Jessica would have sat, and that in that class. And he goes to sit there, and there are already kids in that space. And then he looks around, and like the assigned seating has moved him to somewhere like off in an area where he's not comfortable, where they're not friends of his, and like Jessica and him are separated in the
Ooh.
classroom for like the first
How
time.
symbolic.
Yeah.
In fact, as you go to sit down in what you thought was your seat, a familiar face kind of steps uncomfortably close, like definitely within your personal space, and it's eyes are not cooperating. Gary Fenton, aka the Photo, who steps in front of you and goes, hey kid, my seat. And it's worth noting that he is exactly the same age and height as you.
Yeah. Okay. And he stares at Carrie for a much longer, more confused time than he probably should, right? And then slowly tries to look around the room and find where he would be sitting. And I imagine he'll find a spot that is the one spot that's not taken, that he could potentially sit in.
Is there any other interaction that you have during this class? For example, with Jessica, who she
Yeah, I do think during the class, when things are going on, if we were able to like partner up or like do different stations within the photography space, I think at some point, maybe if this school is cool enough to have a red room, which I imagine they would have to for a photography class, I imagine that's probably where he'll try to sneak off and like talk to Jessica for a minute.
Yeah, you would find an opportunity during the class. This class is Mr. Webster's pretty chill. Once he goes over the basics and kind of explains everything, he kind of gives people a chance to get familiar with some of the different cameras and journalism equipment. So yeah, you'd have time to, and I know you rolled a 35M, but I'm gonna go ahead and have you, since you guys are in class together, before you go talk to Oak in the dark room, what is something that Jessica notices that is subtly different in this version?
Can it be anything? Could it be the level of technology, I would say, is like a year or two, like the cameras are like older. Like the versions.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say you notice as Mr. Webster is going over some of the technology, and especially since literally 6 weeks ago you went through this very almost identical orientation to the equipment. Everything, the newest stuff in here is probably from 1975.
Yeah, and I imagine the teacher just like talks about it as if it was like not necessarily this is the latest and greatest, but like that there is nothing after this is.
Yeah. And so the two of you meet up in the dark room.
Hey, hi. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Have you noticed that the cameras are like super old?
Yep. Do you know how many times people have asked me how to use this thing? I feel weird, but I don't. And I don't know how to explain that.
She's like looking at the camera and she's just like, this is like, she's like, I don't even know how to use this. She's like,
Oak takes it and he's like, well, and then just like almost like he looks it over and just like a Rubik's cube, he's just like, well, actually, if you just take this here and then like, oh, you didn't actually want me to. Okay, here. Sorry. About what's happening to us, you know, like as a group. You're the oldest of us, so I feel like it's important that I come to you for answers. What do you think we should do? Because
what's the plan?
I feel comfortable, but not comfortable. You know, like there are things that I like about this, but then there are definitely things that are going to be weird, and I don't know how to feel about that.
You mean like the random relationships that are happening right now? I kind of love it, she says. She's like, I'm kind of here for it.
I mean, honestly, it's not horrible yet, but like as long as we keep things together.
Look, clearly something went wrong in the last one.
Okay.
Something happened that wasn't supposed to happen. I don't know, but I don't even think that those scientists wanted that to happen.
No, I'm pretty sure that whatever they were doing or whatever somebody was doing completely wrecked whatever they wanted to do. So this is like kind of a reset. Yeah, like when you're playing a video game, right? Like if you lose, you have an opportunity to put a new quarterback in and keep going. This is like the quarter. So
maybe they're like looking for something. Do you think they're like trying to find an answer? And that's why we keep going through iteration, like after iteration, because they just haven't found the answer that they want?
That, I mean, yeah, that might make yeah, actually. Maybe they're looking for something and we haven't done the thing that they're looking for, or we haven't met the thing that they're looking for. And maybe if we discover it, that'll trigger in another thing. And like his brain starts like splicing off into multiple like ideas. Well, I mean, it's worth a shot, right? Like just to see if like something that we do in here causes a trigger for them.
Maybe. I don't know what happened. Like things were fine and well, not normal. I was stuck in a mirror, but
Yeah.
For the most part, from what I saw, things were like pretty okay until shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't.
Well, I mean, I feel like when you start with Laz electrocuting a vampire and then kind of flow into whatever the rest of that was, it's so complicated. Like that happened and then everything else happened after that, and then I'm so glad that you're back, but I'm so sorry that we have to start over. And yeah, I don't. You kind of see him take like whatever paper or whatever like picture. He just like puts it into the well.
Well, would Oak be? Would he acknowledge the fact that Jessica never actually had a first day of school, and that this is actually a chance for her to actually get that?
I think that's what he was trying to get at, is that like this is a chance for like you to experience this, and he's like sorry that didn't happen in the first place. You know,
I'm just I don't know, Oak. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they want. I don't know why we're doing this again, but to be honest, this is kind of great for me.
Look, you're not wrong. I think this is awesome for you. I'm trying to hold it all together before it all falls apart again. There's a moment, I think, Jessica, where you see Oak's head just shoot straight up. Oh my God. Gertie! If all the things are changing with all the other relationships, he straight up grabs your face and pulls you down to his height, and he goes, if something happened, I don't know if I am cool enough to fix it. And he begins to just like bolt out of the dark.
Oh, I would imagine before he does so. Yeah. Before he does so, Jessica very dramatically says, "Go to them."
I love you so much. That's amazing. Yes.
The cheeks scrunch just a little bit.
I will say, as an ending to this scene, as Oak comes out of the dark room and then just a moment later Jessica comes out, we see what's his name, carry the photo. Where he's wearing Tom Cruise aviator sunglasses, and as the two of you come out, he just goes,
Oh my god, no.
like, he cannot believe he just saw Orson Kubrick come out of the dark room after and then Jessica Smith come out. Somewhere in the classroom somebody goes, was that 7 minutes?
Wow. Classic.
Laz, where are you sometime before lunch, and what is it that you notice that is different than before?
Lunch is between 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, so sometime before lunch.
Okay. Yeah, it's 3rd period. He's in PE. I think. Okay. The wall inside the gym, like the lower third of it, is like painted in the school colors, and it's like a block of color with like the white or beige or whatever, and then a stripe. But it used to be 2 stripes, and now it's only 1.
Wow.
And it takes a long time for him to even like realize that that's the difference. But I think that they're in the middle of like running laps or some monotonous bullshit, and he literally just kind of like stops with like his sneakers like squeaking on the gym floor and just kind of stares at it. The fuck? Why would you even change that? And he starts running back the laps again to catch up. Like,
It's worth noting that you share this classroom with Billy. This class period with Billy.
yeah, he'll actually point that out. You know, either slow down, probably catch up actually, to Billy. Be like, have you noticed that there's only 1 stripe on the wall?
Am I putting in my weird thing now, or
Yeah, go ahead and add what your weird thing is, and then you two can continue with.
I hadn't really paid attention to that, but the school is like flipped from what I remember. Everything that was to the right is now to the left.
Wow.
Wait, like, you mean like it would be in like a mirror, or
Like yeah, like if you like you know, you have the, I don't even remember what they're called, but like, you know, when you put the things on the overhead projectors, like the clear
Transparencies.
yeah, transparencies, thank you. You know, if you took the transparency and flipped it over, that's the way the school looks now.
Yeah, that's, I hadn't noticed it, but yeah, I think you're right. But wow, why would they change stuff like that? Like, what could be the possible reason?
What, like, everything else like seems like it's the same. Like, so why are we back to the first day of school? Was there something that happened, you know, in these first couple weeks that we did wrong, or that I don't know.
That's thinking about the whole wrong way. Like, it's nothing that we're doing wrong or right. We're fucking puppets here. You know, the jackasses in that laboratory are all pulling strings and making us dance for their entertainment. That's all that's going on here. They keep doing this to fuck with us.
We got to find out like what it is that they want from us, so we can either give it to them and be done, or deny it and make it be done. But this is getting out of hand.
Man, some people, they just like to watch other people suffer. He gets like kind of somber at this.
So with the last iteration, there were And I kind of like look around as we're kind of like jogging. You know, there were memories. Do you have any memories of you and Claire?
Not at all.
So,
Fucking
so
weird.
how does what does that do? Like, a
What do you mean?
that's messed up.
Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, she's not a stranger, but she might as well be. Like, I can't stand her, and like she walks up and starts like smacking on me.
I, I mean, you and Rosie are, you know, opposite enough, but you and Claire, that I'd love to hear the story of how that actually happened.
Well, if you hear it, like maybe I'll listen to it someday. But
You
don't
hear
really care.
heavy footsteps come running up behind the two of you as Coach Shakidi jogs up.
Jesus.
He turns around backwards and he says, I said to run laps. I did not say to flap your yaps. Don't know what it is that is so important, but if you keep it up, I'm going to iterate your asses right into detention.
That's what a badass.
And then he just walks, or rather jogs backwards, ahead, continuing but faster, away from you. And while he's doing so, he just goes, and then turns around
Alright,
and
so-
jogs to harass somebody else.
All right, so I'll nod to Laz, and then I'll just I'll take off running.
I'll catch up. He says, kind of slightly winded.
Gotta cut it down to a pack a day, bud.
I was literally going to make a comment.
I was gonna say something about Laz vaping, but I realized that's anachronistic. So
Coop. Where are you at, Coop?
I don't know. What are my options again?
What's different?
Anytime before lunch.
Before lunch. And what is it that
Would
you
it be
notice
a
that's
real
different?
douchebag move to pull Rosie into my stuff by making it second period?
Oh,
absolutely. We're both in biology. It's perfect.
So I guess Coop is in biology. And he walks in and he looks for Rosie and he's trying to use his superior childlike intuition to try to suss out what kind of a mood she's in.
So the cues that you see, Rosie is sitting, they're on like lab stools because they're like at these like bench style tables. And you see Rosie has one of her sneakers up on like the lower ring of this stool, and her leg is bouncing. And it's bouncing fast, and you see her just kind of like gazing off into nowhere, and she's like tapping her pencil also pretty fast. But the rest of her is perfectly still. It looks like she's thinking about something.
All right. So Coop comes over. Hey, Rosie. He sets down his backpack and whatchamacallit. Jake, are you gonna do the what seems different thing to us also?
I did ask you that already. I
You're
said,
muted.
where are you at? And I said, what is different?
Okay, perfect.
Oh,
Sorry, I missed that. Like,
I didn't. Yeah.
No worries.
yeah. Anyways, Coop sets down his backpack and he goes to get up on the stool. And the thing that Coop notices that's different is, for some reason, the stools seem twice as tall as they were before. Like, Coop's not looking at a stool that he can hop up onto. It's like he's looking at a step ladder. He's like, can you hold this steady for me while I...
The question
Sure
is,
thing. And
is the stool
Rosie holds
bigger
it
or
hard.
is Coop smaller?
good
Who
question.
could say?
Hard to tell.
You know what? I'm going to say, Rosie, to your eyes, it just seems like Coop is
Oh, no.
unnecessarily struggling to get on this stool.
But for my purposes, everything else seems the same.
Yep.
Okay, so I was like, yeah, sure, man. And Rosie like holds on to the stool while Coop is climbing up.
Everything seems so much bigger for some reason.
And Rosie kind of smiles, but it's like a small smile, like that doesn't quite reach your eyes. And she goes, "Maybe you're getting shorter." And she like kicks your stool with her knee just to kind of jostle it a little bit.
Rude.
I'm kidding. I'm
So,
sorry, Poop.
I-
I'm kidding.
So, hey, are you okay after this morning?
And Rosie is sitting there, and she's got her pile of books on her desk, and in that pile is like a really thin book that she has for broadcasting and her biology book. She hasn't even had time to like get to her locker yet today, and so she still has the flowers with her. And she like looks down and she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Okay, because we weren't sure if you were gonna be okay or not. Because wow, like Claire just laid one on Laz, like
And
that was
Rosie
a
is
big smackaroo.
writing on her paper, and as Coop says that, you hear snap, and you hear the lead like it's just like, and you hear it go ting 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 like across the room. And I'm like, yeah, that was something else, all right. But it's fine now. I think it's gonna be fine. So
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm sure it didn't mean anything to Laz, anyways. He loves you.
and now Rosie feels guilty, and she's like, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's different memories going on. You know what happened with the last one. Maybe, I mean, if Laz is happy. I gotta go sharpen my pencil. And Rosie stands up and like walks across the room, and you hear it going like really fast. And if it sounds like Rosie's really just jamming her pencil into this pencil sharpener, like you can tell the sound is harsh. Rosie comes back and her pencil is a good 2 inches shorter.
Is there... Sorry, I just keep talking. I keep losing my list. I guess, Rosie, you were the one
Sorry.
that is last in this order.
Mhm.
While this is all going on, what is it that you are noticing that is different?
So let's see. In this science lab, I'm actually gonna say kind of on the contrary to M's thing, I would say the stuff in here looks newer. I would say like the science stuff, it looks like, you know, when science equipment in a lab gets older, it kind of starts, especially like in a high school science lab, it starts to get like lime buildup, and it starts to get kind of just a general fog over all of the glassware and stuff like that. This stuff looks brand new out of the box. And it looks like, I mean, Rosie doesn't super know what state of the art is, but if she had to guess, it'd be this. And there's Bunsen burners where we didn't have Bunsen burners before. So it's like, yeah, this really does appear upgraded from the last time.
Rosie, make me a grit check, please.
Okay. Hey, 14.
When you get back to your desk, you mentioned you haven't had a chance to make it back to your locker.
Right.
Sitting next to your stool is your backpack.
Mm-hmm.
As you are sitting there, something in your backpack is going.
Shit. Like I put my foot on it. Is it vibrating?
Yep.
God, fuck! I forgot to put my phone away. I'm just gonna be so mad. Okay, so Rosie like leans down and like picks up her bag, like trying to be like subtle about it because she's like trying to like pay attention, but she's just kind of like leaning down slowly, and she kind of picks up her bag in such a way that she's like holding it open. Can I just like look down into this bag and see, is anything like lighting up in there, or is...
You look into your bag, and there's definitely, you can see some sort of light emanating from something in there, and you see this will have to do. You see, make it work. Essentially, not these numbers, but you see the shiny black rectangle that you took from Ashley Raven in the lab with red numbers that are counting down, and it appears to be counting downward from the vibration stops after the first minute, but it's counting down from 12 hours. Right now it reads 11 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds, 58, 57, 56.
Mr. McHenry, can I use the bathroom, please?
No.
Mr. McHenry, it's important. It's really, and she gives him a look like, I need to go and I need to take my backpack. Thank you.
Surfing the Crimson Wave.
It's Shark Week, Mr. McHenry. I gotta go. And Rosie takes her bag and she goes into the hallway. And I think she... Does she know? I mean, this is assumingly it's the same schedule, so I'll bet you. Do I know where Oak is? In second period?
Yeah, you should.
I imagine if we still have the same schedules, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know that Oak...
Rosie's been attending the same schedules with no ill effects. So yeah, so I would go to Oak's classroom.
Oak is in AP computer class, Mr. Bender.
Which I think is actually also Laz's.
That's also where Laz's second period, because he is in computer.
Laz is in computer class, not AP computer class, but
aren't they in the same room?
They're in the same room.
We established they were, or at least they were in the previous.
Because Oak has his own little desk space as one of the only kids who is in AP.
Oak has a dedicated computer. We all have to share like plebes.
Oh yeah, right. So Rosie goes and she's like, she looks in and makes sure she's in the right place, and she sees Oak, and then she like knocks and opens up the door. What did you say the teacher's name is again? Sorry.
Mr. Bender.
Mr. Bender. Rosie would open the door and be like, Mr. Bender, is Orson Kubrick in here?
I just imagine you see at the back of the room from one computer workstation, all of a sudden you just see like a gopher, Oak's head go.
Yep, it's like
as
my
Oak,
mom.
You hear Rosie.
My mom needs him in her office real quick. Can I borrow him for a sec?
Yeah. Yes.
He just kind of motions like this. He seems...
Thanks, Mr. Bender.
Mr. Bender's a very disinterested teacher.
He's completely zoned out. He's like, whatever, kid. Go do what you gotta do.
Laz absolutely tries to catch Rosie's eye while she's looking in the room and like tries to like wave at her.
I think Rosie sees him and doesn't wave. She makes like very brief eye contact and then zoops out because there's more important things afoot. As soon as Oak gets out in the hallway, she like grabs him by the shoulder of his shirt and she's like, I need to talk to you.
Okay.
There's a moment where he's like, there's a moment where like this level of there's a moment where this feels like flirtation, and then he's like, oh no, misread, absolutely misread.
Come here. Oh, we gotta go in the stairwell. We gotta go somewhere where we gotta go somewhere where we can be like alone, nobody else. And Rosie like pulls him. Going to the stairwell. The nearest
Oak
stairwell.
is gonna have such a reputation First day of school, how many girls are getting him alone?
He's gonna come into school tomorrow with a fucking leather jacket on and aviators. He's gonna be like...
Go full Maverick on this. So yeah, we'll sit in the like stairwell, and I'm like,
yeah. Dude, I found this in my backpack this morning, and it was not in my backpack before, I don't think. And Rosie shows him the little rectangle. I'm like, this is like from the lab. This is the one that I took.
Okay.
I don't remember it being in my bag.
Okay, so you have stuff though from. Okay, that means that's good though. That's good. So you still have the phone.
Well, you don't know that it's a phone.
Or no, like you still have like the thing.
I have
right?
the hard rectangle. Yes.
You have the
and
thing,
it has
right.
a timer on it.
Wait. Time out.
Look.
A timer? Look. Rosie, do you have a BOMB?
No.
Okay.
Why would I do that? I like school.
Okay, it's a timer.
Look. It's a timer, but it's ticking down from 12 hours.
Okay, so that means okay. Whose is this?
I think it's Ashley Raven's. She had it in the lab and I fucking hit her, and then she dropped it and I took it.
First off, he holds up a hand like high five. High five.
Yep, I give him a high five immediately. Thanks.
That's awesome. 2.
Thank you.
Okay, that means we have 12 hours to do whatever.
To do what? Until
I don't
what?
know. I don't know. But that means that we have a finite amount of time. Okay, anything else in your bag? Anything else in your bag that might be useful?
Rosie opens up her bag and you start seeing her throwing crumpled papers and like a little rubber banded thing of baseball cards.
Oak is also doing the same thing. Like we're both just jettisoning trash.
Quick question.
Stairwell.
Did you hand the device to Oak or just show it to him?
I did. I handed it to him.
Oak, I need you to roll me.
Oh no. Or help.
I need you to roll me a D100.
Why you gotta do that, man? Okay, here we go. I hope that's not horrible. That is a 39.
So there's a 50% chance a thing happening. Which means that would be a 14 to a 64. Spread.
Yes, going around the other way. Oh, you're kidding me.
15. So, because I think it will be more dramatic, I am going to roll on the screen.
Oh boy.
Oh, you got lucky. You got lucky. Oak, when you take hold of the device, when Rosie hands it to you, the countdown timer goes, and instead of saying 11, at this point it would be like 11:47 in countdown. It goes 10:47 in countdown. You've just lost an hour.
Hot potato. Nope.
As soon as this thing is airborne, Rosie goes whoosh, and catches it like perfectly.
Okay.
What?
New rule.
Oh
shit! I can't touch that. I can't touch that. Whatever.
What happened? What did you do?
I don't know.
Okay,
There's a lot happening.
It's going normal again for me. Okay.
Okay. It's going normal pace for you. That's good. Okay. What else?
He kind of looks in his bag, and I'm going to rifle through my bag and see what I have in store. I believe I may have the map still. I believe I may have.
You have
like
anything you had in your backpack before from any iteration, including the first version of this iteration.
Sweet.
You still have.
Okay. Ooh, that means I have.
Hey, I know. What about your little friend? What about did Rosie ever find out that Gertie was the one that set off the EMP?
I think so. I don't think you.
Then
you knew at all.
Rosie is just kind of looking at this timer. It's like, you know who we need to find. Whoever set off that MVP at the dance. For the record, that was a genuine carry mistake, just for a second. But it's perfect.
You see
It's
Oak
perfectly
kind of.
rosy.
You see Oak kind of like blush and like he's like, you know, you're right, because I mean, if they knew how that worked, that would be totally the right person to go talk to about that.
Rosie looks at Oak and kind of narrows her eyes. Why are you being nervous, man?
No reason. None. No reason.
Oak. Listen,
Why?
I've faced down a lot of batters that were really fucking nervous. I know what nervous looks like. What?
Okay, so maybe it doesn't matter, because if we're in this iteration, maybe it doesn't matter. Please don't be mad at me, okay? Please don't be mad at me. Please don't be mad at them. So I knew, I didn't know what it was gonna be used for, but Gertie made a
Your little friend, Gertie?
Yeah.
The nerd?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was going to be used for. I thought it was a class project.
Did you think it was a class project?
I did. At first. But then... okay, then she said some stuff about how... they said that, like, there might be robots in the school. And then I immediately went, Laz! And I went to go try to save Laz. I swear, I stopped that one. I stopped Birdie's. So if
there was more than one,
I guess, and I didn't know that, and I wasn't prepared for two.
And this whole time that Oak is talking, I think Rosie's kind of like shaking her head and just like packing her backpack up again.
It's Rosie,
and
I want to help.
And then Rosie stands up, I would imagine, like as she's like walking, Oak would say, I want to help, and Rosie would turn her over her shoulder and be like, sure you do, and would leave. Rosie's like dejected, like Rosie looks hurt. Like you would expect her to kind of explode or get angry, but like this is something different.
Rosie, wait, come on, please. No, don't. Oh,
she gone.
And I imagine that like it's that like the stairwell door is like he's trying to get up out of it, and then it just swings back in his face.
It's lunchtime. And as you all are heading to the cafeteria, Coop, you are heading down the stairs when somebody comes up the stairs in the opposite. It's one of those set of stairs where you go down to a landing and then you reverse, you know. Like
most stairs.
Most stairs.
Mm-hmm.
But as you're quickly coming down the stairs, somebody's coming up the stairs on the other side as you round the corner, and you find yourself face to face with Bucky.
Oh, no. You
do that quick little move to the side, just before you even register that it's the Bucky mascot. And they also step to the side. And then from inside, you hear, out of the way, kid.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Bucky?
You see the big antlered head of the Bucky costume.
Of the actual full-size senior who's supposed to be Bucky?
It just goes...
Not the perfect other option.
It just goes... Why? don't I... Where do I know you from?
From the mascot tryouts. I assume you were there too, since you're Bucky.
He reaches up and pulls the head off. And it's Nathan Flannery. Nope. Sorry, Nathan.
That's an actual guy,
Yes.
Jake.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
Wow.
That was
We can't
automatic.
kill
That just
actual
rolled
guys
out of
here.
my mouth. Sorry,
That's
Nathan.
how you get a Twitch strike.
Nathan Flannery is somebody in our community. It's Nathan Floyd, not Nathan Flannery. For those that may or may not remember, Nathan Floyd is the kid that Coop knocked down the stairs and killed, and then time rewound.
Yep. Yeah, you might remember me from the tryouts.
No,
But you did way better than I did.
no, no.
Congratulations.
What are you talking about? There were no tryouts. I've been Bucky for the last 2 years. Why? You want to be Bucky?
Oh, no, sir. I'd never fit in that costume. That's crazy talk.
He's still kind of looking at you funny. And with his free hand, one hand holding the head of Bucky under his arm, he just kind of reaches up and almost involuntarily rubs the back of his head. I don't know what it is. But if I remember, and it's bad, you're going to pay for it.
Okay. Well, I've never seen you before, so I think we're fine. Bye.
He just watches you as you continue down the stairs and head toward the cafeteria.
Coop walks down the stairs towards the cafeteria and heaves a sigh of relief because being Bucky was the worst thing that ever happened to him in the last iteration.
Before I give you an opportunity to actually come together and interact in the cafeteria, you're all sort of getting there, and you're getting your lunches or bringing your lunches in or whatever you're doing. Before you can have a chance to sit down, you're in your various areas as you're entering. Maybe a couple of you are entering together, whatever the case may be. A good portion of the school's already in the cafeteria. And from the main door that's the entrance to the cafeteria, like a wave, a hush goes whoosh across everybody. And you see people visibly moving out of the way from the door. The camera goes slow motion. I wish I could cue up actual 80s music. But we'll use as close as we can as people move out of the way, as in slow motion. Victor and Victoria Van Houten come walking into the cafeteria side by side, moving as if in slow motion. Next to them are where'd they go? Next to them are
Brad Dawson and Refrigerator Terry.
nope.
Ooh,
Oh.
good guess.
You see Serena McIntyre and Adrian McIntyre. Now, I don't expect you all to instantly remember who they are, but Billy would immediately know who they are. And some of you may remember them from the party at the Stapler's house. They are the invisible girl, the invisible... sorry, it was only Serena McIntyre. Adrian is the dad. The dad's not at school. The other one, Miko, you are correct, is one of the Egyptian kids, Rasha Saber, who you would remember, Billy, is a Gorgon. So, two vampires, a Gorgon and an invisible girl, come walking in with all the authority and clout of somebody who runs the school. As they walk in, you see, without them even having to, they don't even touch anything. They just move to one of the round tables that nobody was sitting at. And as they sit down, a couple of kids seem to come out of nowhere with trays of food that they've already gone through the line for, and they set them down on the table as the Van Houtens and their entourage have a seat at the table. And it's not until they've sat down and Vicky gives a little bit of a flip to her long blonde hair as she reaches down and starts to eat, that things seem to resume, but very slowly the volume kind of ramps back up. What are you all doing for lunch?
I would probably sit with Jess and Meredith, and Claire is there. I'll tolerate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think if Jess, when you came in, I think Claire and Meredith would absolutely have come and sat down with you. Claire is expectantly, as Rosie shows up, just kind of smiles and says hi, but is kind of looking past, like she's looking for somebody.
Rosie's eating her big lunch. Her big elaborate lunch.
Hey, Rosie. What? Have you noticed Laz acting weird at all today?
Laz always acts weird.
He seems to be acting, I don't know, like he's having trouble remembering stuff. He kind of gave me the cold shoulder this morning, outside in front of the school.
Rosie kind of looks and she's like, "He did?"
Yeah. He was kind of a dick about it.
And I imagine some just purely empathetic part of Rosie kind of looks over at Claire and feels bad for her. And kind of like, yeah, I could see that. Well, are you fighting? Are you broken up? Like, what's... I'm sorry you ruined your first day. That sucks.
Broken up? It's he's just acting weird. I didn't say we broke up or anything. Did he say something to you?
No, I haven't even seen him. I mean, since like first thing in the morning, but then I had to get to class, you know.
I think that's when Laz like beelines across the cafeteria straight to the table and like leans down, like he doesn't even have his lunch, and he goes, "Rosie, can I talk to you, please?"
And Rosie just kind of like shrugs and she's like, "Go ahead and talk."
He kind of looks around the table. I'm like, just fuck it. Look, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but like, what? He kind of looks around the table again.
Rosie kind of looks around at the other girls that she's sitting with. She's like, "He wants to talk." And like, as Laz is kind of stammering and like, and then she smiles back up at Laz and she's like, "You're having a hell of a time of it."
Claire's eyes are flicking back and forth between Rosie and Laz. And She's gritting her teeth. You can actually, Jess, next to you, you can hear Claire grinding her teeth. And then you all hear that sort of as the rain suddenly starts coming down extremely heavily outside. It's a sudden downpour, and then you hear the rumble of thunder as lightning strikes outside. The calm September rain suddenly turning into a thunderstorm.
I don't know what else is going on around here, but there's a lot of stuff that I can't really trust. You know, everything's all swirling around and it's fucked up and it's different from day to day, but what you and I have, it's real. Okay?
And hold on, as soon as he starts talking about that, Rosie looks over at Claire and looks at Jess and then stands up and she's like, you know what? Let's talk in private. And she takes it.
The hell you will. Claire stands up.
It's Claire. It's not. We just need to have a talk. We had a.
She just
Rosie,
holds her. She puts
her
her hand up in front of your face like this, and looks. She looks at you, Laz. What do you mean? What you and her have?
He like puts his hand on her wrist and like pushes her hand gently but like firmly out of Rosie's face.
As soon as you
Don't
touch
do that to
her,
her.
as soon as you touch her, I need you to make a brawn versus fight check.
Does she still have her powers?
Well, why do you think the rain picked up, bud?
Nobody knows about her powers except Billy.
Right.
Hey, thank you for the context reminder, Tamiko.
You said brawn, right?
Yep.
Okay, 6 total.
So to be fair,
I'm gonna use my star.
Claire is only rolling a d4.
Okay. I'll hold then.
She'll never explode, even.
Yes.
So you push her hand out of the way without a problem. Now I need you to roll a d100.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that there is... I'm going to let the dice decide on this one. Oh, there's a 90% chance.
Whoa.
That's quite high. That's quite
so
high.
What we're going to say on this is if what I roll is within if what I roll is within 5 on either side, then it doesn't happen.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Chad, that's 1. 68.
I got a 68.
Attaboy.
Okay.
Consistent.
So if I roll a 63 to a 72, you're good.
Good math. Good fast math, Jacob.
77.
Wow.
Shoot. He almost dodged a bullet. Almost.
So now we set the DC. 1. Two.
Yes.
Oh my god. Fuck you, Claire. Fuck you, Claire.
Oh, it was so close.
7.
I love the digital dice. Oh.
11. 15.
Man.
How do you like it, Lightning
16.
Boy?
Ooh.
I need you to make a grit check.
All right. Okay. I got a 10. I'm gonna cash in my gold star. That gives me a 12. I want to burn 4 pops.
Oh boy.
You're gonna match
Atta fella.
player 16.
Ooh, that's true. Do I have to pass it to win the contest? I bet I probably do.
I'm pretty comfortable with what's gonna happen at you matching it.
All right, fuck it, let's go.
I feel like you'll be comfortable with it as well. I need to resolve our pops, so we're going from 39 to 35. So adjustment. I want you to describe how it happens, what it looks like, as we hear a glass rattling peal of thunder outside the school. The literal, and it's one of those, it's instant, it's loud, and the rumble just sustains, and the glass is rattling, the tables are rattling, as Claire attempts to dump a full electrical lightning strike into you, Laz.
Oh my
But
god.
given your abilities,
Yes. Yeah.
I want
Dude.
you to narrate what happens.
So I think that there's literally like one of the windows like of the cafeteria like blows out, and this lightning bolt like comes arcing in, and I think that it's about to strike Laz as he's kind of like actually reaching out for Rosie, and he kind of looks and realizes that this is headed straight for them, and just in like pure instinct he shoots his hand out with his like, you know, rock horns like displayed, and it actually redirects the lightning bolt like to in the direction that he's pointing, and shoots it right back out of another window of the cafeteria.
Holy shit.
And he turns and looks at Claire. The fuck is wrong with you?
I need everybody
Oh god.
to make me a grit check.
Ooh. I got a 19.
Hold your numbers.
Sorry. Oh no.
9. 14.
What's going on here?
15. Explosion at 21. Becomes 22. And 24. Laz, you are the only one that, as you say that to Claire, that is unaffected by what happens next. I'm going to tell everybody else what you see, what you remember. Then I'll tell Laz what actually happened. Claire stood up, confronting Rosie and Laz. And then suddenly, the storm picked up, lightning struck nearby, blowing out 2 windows. Several kids jumped out of the way, rain began pouring in. Almost immediately, teachers came in and started ushering everybody away from the windows, and told everybody in that whole vicinity to pick up their food and trays and to move to the other side of the cafeteria. If you're done eating, get out of here and go to the gym and wait for the bell. Taking total control of the situation. All of you at the table are ushered to the other side of the class, to the cafeteria. Laz, what you see is, as this happens, you realize that across the cafeteria, not far away from where you all were sitting, is Mr. Algernon talking to the three sisters, who are the lunch ladies in the short order line. And he's just in a casual conversation, and as the storm picks up, you see his attention, he looks around and you see him spot Claire. And as you are redirecting the lightning, you feel a familiar push against the back of your mind as somebody is attempting to alter your memory. You watch as, a little quickly, but surprisingly calm, Algernon comes walking up, and I realized against that, what was that, a 23 I think I rolled total. I'm realizing I didn't roll a grit check for Claire. So I doubt she's going to be able to beat that, but no. You see Claire is just kind of wide-eyed and kind of frozen as Algernon walks up. I'm sure that you did not mean for this to happen, Miss Spice. We must control our temper. We must remember our place. Then he looks over at you, Laz. It would be in your best interest, Mr. Eccles. Forget what just happened.
Trying to forget you since the first time I saw you.
Is that a note of hurt feelings that I hear in your voice?
You can think whatever you want, prick. I just want you gone.
You pepper your words with vulgarities in an attempt to spew
You wear
poison
fucking
at
red
me.
sunglasses and white suit.
Your insults have no effect on me.
Well, like I see it.
And I will call it like I see it. You are a small child in a playground that is much too large for you.
And you're a sicko sitting next to that playground watching kids play. Are we done here or what?
I'm gonna need a charm versus charm.
Don't forget he's an adult and you're a rebellious teen.
This is true.
Oh boy. What does that mean? What is it for
It means
charm?
you get a +3
plus
when
three.
you're dealing
You
with
get a
adults.
+3 versus adults.
It like doubles my chances. Let's see. Okay, a 5 total.
Right. And
Did you just eat a dice?
I licked my finger.
Oh, it just looked like you popped a D20 in your mouth. I just wanted to make sure.
That's how I assert my dominance as a GM. I just eat a dice in front of my players.
Crunch into a good Chessex right before the game.
He's his own dice tower. It just takes a really long time to get the results.
Everyone's a dice tower if you got the time.
What did you get on your charm check?
5 total.
Okay. Oh, it was almost a 10.
Hey.
Woo. Thank you, that +3.
Hey, there you go. Rebellious.
You see Algernon's smile falter for just a moment. Just know that I have not even begun to reveal my power to you. And he just kind of gestures, and you realize that the entirety of the cafeteria, except for you, is sort of staring blankly ahead. And he reaches out his hand. And without saying a word, Claire reaches up and takes his hand. And he doesn't like hold her hand. He just sort of takes that hand and kind of transfers it to his others. He puts his hand on her back. He leans down and he whispers something to her. And she glances at you. And you see her expression change from anger and hurt to disgust. And she walks to the other side of the classroom. Algernon glances at you, and then he walks back over to the three sisters. And as he does so, you slowly begin to hear the sounds around you. What did I say? Somebody's correcting me.
Classroom.
Oh.
You said the classroom.
I keep doing that. The cafeteria.
It's okay.
You hear the slow sounds of everybody talking beginning to pick up. And Claire glances one more time at you, Laz. And as the volume picks up, you just hear her words. I can't believe I ever dated him.
You didn't.
As we come out of this sort of Algernon Laz focus scene, the rest of you, all you know is windows exploded in the storm already, and maybe as a distraction, Laz, you notice that some of the maintenance people are coming in to replace they're hauling in like boards and stuff to put in front of the windows, and you see that Hefe is there. He is whole. He is not cut in two.
Isn't that a relief?
He the rest of you see maintenance coming in to patch up the holes, and as you all get over to wherever you relocate to, you do notice that Laz did not join you.
Carrie's got a dye on her face.
Oh.
I'm having fun with it. Don't get rid of it now. It's oh well, shit.
Sorry, I should have eaten it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You got the sound effect queued up, bud. So this is after the cafeteria kicks back up now.
Yep. Well, as far as you know, it never
Okay.
it was never a lull. As far as
Right,
you know,
right,
it
right,
was
right.
just a constant, just moment. A moment has passed.
Holy shit. And Rosie would hold Laz by the elbow and kind of pull him. Be like, come on.
You do have a new memory. You know that Laz.
I do?
All of you do,
Okay.
except for Laz. All of you know that Laz and Claire dated over the summer.
Wow.
And right before school. In fact, what you remember is that there was a big scene in front of the school this morning, and Laz and Claire had a big blow up, and you don't quite, it's kind of fuzzy in your mind what exactly Laz did, but you all know it was Laz's fault that they broke up.
Wow.
Do they also still have the other memories or no?
Nothing else has changed as far as what their memories of everything that's happened, other than this.
It's just an
new-
addition.
Yeah, this is a new memory. I would dare say, all of you, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. Although I will say, because Jessica rolled a 1 on that grit check, Jessica's kind of the last one to make this realization. But you all, as this is happening in your head, it takes you a few minutes, but you realize it for what it is. It's an implanted memory. You still don't know what exactly happened, but you know that's not what happened. You were there and you remember it. Jessica is absolutely going to be the Friends meme of Joey, kind of, and then after everybody else has already gotten
Look
it.
at me.
Wait a second.
That's perfect.
So what are you all doing in the aftermath of this?
I think
So
I want to pull Laz far enough away that he's not gonna like fall on broken glass. But then Rosie kind of like lets go of his elbow and slips back into the rest of the crowd of kids.
Look,
So with Meredith and Claire kind of like hanging around the group, Billy does not want to try and bring in any of our stuff to that. I mean, even though.
Well, they're not hanging
Claire.
with the group right now.
Oh, okay.
Meredith.
I thought Meredith was.
Meredith was originally with you. Sorry. This happened in my head. I guess I just didn't say it out loud. That as Claire was led away and says that about, I can't believe I ever dated you. Meredith does get up away from you and kind of just leans into Jessica. I gotta go check on Claire. And the two of them head off into the hallway. You can actually see outside of the cafeteria. They go into the girls' bathroom. So Claire and Meredith are not with you at this time.
Okay, well then in that case, then Billy would join Jessica and whoever else is still at the table.
Rosie, look, I don't know what all of that was about at the beginning of the day, but it doesn't mean anything to me. And like
Anymore. It meant something to you in June and in July and in August. Right up until this morning, it looked like.
What are you talking about? I spent all summer with you and all the everybody else.
But you couldn't have. You spent the whole summer with Claire. I know that.
Don't you remember the lighthouse and like the being small and like stuck on the train? Like
Okay. I'm going to make a voluntary brains check. I think Rosie's like stuck right now.
Rosie historically has trouble
right.
deciphering which memories to believe.
Actually, I got a 12, which
Oh,
isn't
hell
bad. So Rosie's like kind of, you see her eyes like darting, like she's like kind of like trying to remember. Like, yeah, I remember that too, I guess.
And the boat, the Edmund Fitzgerald, all the stuff with the green doors and the brass handles.
And Rosie shakes her head, and she just like, the fact that Laz just like linked a fairly reasonable truth, which is that they dated, with the fact that we were on a long sunk ship and all of the extra weird stuff, she's like grouping those in her mind and being like, maybe that didn't really happen. And she's just like, I don't know what I remember. I just want to finish my lunch.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just if you do, want to talk about it or whatever, and I'm around.
And Rosie kind of like looks at him, but like pretty like very quickly looks away. Like making eye contact is hard right now. You're getting the sense. And Rosie shrugs and she just goes, "Thanks, Laz."
Yeah. He kind of like reaches out, like kind of wanting to like grab her hand, but I almost picture like she's probably already made it clear that she's done with the conversation.
I imagine it's this scene where she is walking away as Laz reaches out the hand and slowly.
Yep.
And then he says, "This place sucks," and he heads outside.
In the pouring rain.
I think Jessica's gonna follow him after a while outside.
I just wanted to clarify, are you going outside into the pouring rain?
Very
I imagine
dramatic.
there's like a porch or a patio or something.
There's got to be a covered area in this building.
So
Yeah, you'll-
in
Yeah,
kind of a
Teacher's got to
mirrored
go out and smoke. Sorry.
in kind of a mirrored element. Billy is just about to address Jessica in conversation as she looks over and sees, Laz go one way and Rosie goes the other. And he just like, kind of just shakes his head. And then he'll look in the direction of the Van Houten twins and see, what's going on at their grouping.
There's no other way to say it. It just looks like that scene, that first scene in Twilight when you just see all.
I
I'm
swear
not
to
familiar
God,
with the
that's what I
movie.
had. And
You
I
see
think
all
they're
the
walking
vampire-
in slow motion and cool.
I resisted the urge to say how Victor sits down in that weird way of putting his fingertips on the table
yeah.
like Edward.
Yes. And that's when they do like the classic high school thing where it's like, and that's the Cullens. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
And they like introduce each character as they come.
And
It's
that's
like
the
very
Van
lazy.
Houtens.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Victor and Victoria.
The kid behind him, that's so and so.
Yeah, it's very much just the difference is they're not eating. They're actually eating.
Okay.
But people are giving them a wide berth, and it's just their group sitting there. There's a couple of somebody in the chat said it. Basically, thralls that are nearby. That when one of them clears, finishes their food, they don't even make a motion or say anything. Just as they take the last sip of their drink and set it down, a thrall comes up and clears away their stuff. I would like Oak, Coop, Billy, and that's it, because Jessica and Laz left, and I think Rosie, you left too, right?
Feels like I did. We'll go with that.
So the other three, I would like you to roll grit checks. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry. I don't mean to take away. Actually, you know what? I'll go with it since I said it. What I'm looking for is what the numbers are. That wasn't a grit check I meant to make you make, but anyway. At any rate, what'd you guys get?
My D12 exploded twice for a 27.
Word. Okay.
Damn.
I only got a 5. Is that still good enough?
Coop got a 2.
I got it too, man. Like Coop's got his fries and his
the littles are
shake, and
sticking
he's
together.
just like, things are happening.
I think at this point, like the two of us are like so nonplussed by any of this that it's like every chaotic thing is happening, and we're just like, this is chill. This is normal.
There's something that I'll get to Billy in a moment, but the reason, Oak, that you don't pick up on what Billy did is because you have just spotted Gertie and Robbie D at a table a little ways across the room, and they are both sitting at their table. They're sitting opposite each other at a table, and they are leaning in really close to each other, talking in hushed voices, and they keep glancing over at your group.
Does Oak notices this?
Yeah.
Or does okay? Yeah, I think in the heat of all this, I think that Oak would. I'll be right back. One moment, right? Like, kind of just, and he'll get up and leave his food there and just go over and try to talk to Robbie D and Gertie.
Okay. Go ahead. Don't mind the dice I'm rolling.
Oh my god.
No, there's no such thing as dice paranoia. Anywho,
Hey, hi.
he like looks to the two of them and then also like wants to check recognition. So he's not like forcing his energy like into the space, but at the same time he's just like he wants to introduce himself and he's like seeing if there's any memory recognition there.
Hi, Gertie.
They look at you. There's recognition.
Yeah.
They immediately, as you get close, they sort of stop their conversation. In fact, I think it's Gertie.
No.
Gertie notices you first and kind of. You actually hear the sort of shh.
Hey.
What? Is there something that I can help you with, Orson?
Oh yeah. Hi. I wanted to come over and ask how your first day's been. How is your first day of school so
Fine.
far?
Typical.
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Why do you ask?
Because
And you could see he's just absolutely flustered between all the things that have happened over the course of today.
I thought you guys looked like you were looking in my direction, so I thought that I would come over and I would introduce myself and say hi and get to know you guys a little better, I guess.
Introductions are not necessary. I already know you. And just because my eyes may have glanced in your general direction, that is not an open invitation.
Understood.
Is it?
Okay. No, it is not an open invitation. Understood. Yeah, I get that. Okay, that did not go the way that.
Listen. This is an A and B conversation, so please see your way back to your friends.
Did you just algebra insult me right now? I don't know whether to be proud or...
Robbie stands up and kind of, as he stands up to his full height next to you and looks down at you.
Hey,
I
Robbie,
think they said you should kind of get out of here, kid.
I'm not trying to cause any weight. You and I are friends. What is this? I don't understand.
Friends?
Yeah, as far as I was aware, as far as I was aware, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe you need to explain it to me, but as far as I was aware, Gertie and you and me, we were good.
You're remembering wrong. And Robbie is going to take a single finger and he's going to kind of poke you in the chest with it. And then he just goes boom, like this. I need a brawn check from you.
Oh God. Oh, he's gonna get his ass.
A brawn
kicked.
check?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. A brawn check.
I guess
All right.
the last first day of school, he got shoved in a locker. So
I did. So this is better. This is better. Have
getting
have
your
one
ass
of
kicked is
by one of my nerdy friends kicking my ass unintentionally. That sounds
getting your nerdy friend kicking your ass, getting your heart broken.
getting your heart
Totally
broken. All on the same day, guys. It's great. It's great.
At
Fun
least you
times.
have parents.
So
at
least
least
Joe.
you have parents. Thank God for small miracles.
So weird. So listen, I know what I rolled. I think I'm gonna bump that up because I feel like I need to. So if I could, I think I'm gonna bump that to a 7. Well, no. So I'll use my star to get 3 or 2.
3.
2.
2.
2. So 2. So that gets me to a 5. So I'll use 2 pops to get me to a 7. If that even matters.
We don't know if it matters yet because I haven't rolled.
We'll see. So I'm gonna stay at a 7.
So you're spending your star and 2 pops.
Oh,
Explode.
no.
We're at 8. 10. So
That
actually,
was
not
still
even
on
to
2,
3.
actually.
So 10 on 2. And when Robbie presses his finger into your chest and pushes, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's not so much like you got hit by a sledgehammer than it is somebody very powerful took a sledgehammer and shoved you with it. Oak goes flying backwards, hits the floor, and skids another 10 feet.
This is Oak's very no good, very bad day. Legitimately no good, very bad day. Horrible. Oak just slides across that linoleum as far as humanly possible and just staring up at the ceiling goes, "Why, God? Why?"
Hey, that kid just shoved Oak.
Who are you saying that to?
To Billy. Get him, Billy.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know you were at the table, Coop.
I'm very
Yeah,
quiet.
Yes, Coop is at the table with you.
Also, maybe shorter than he used to be.
It's like that scene in The Office when Dwight doesn't see what's her name?
Yes, Angela.
Angela, and he's just like,
So I'll get up and I'll go over to Coop, make sure he's all right.
wait,
Oak.
did you just do it? You just did
Yes.
it. You did the Coop Oak mix up. It's Oak's the one
Yes.
that's.
Sorry. I'll go over to Oak
That's a
and
bingo.
make sure he's all right.
Sorry. I need it, and I'm Coop. He's Oak. Sorry.
Maybe I did it on purpose just to help you out.
Hey, Billy.
You all right, man?
Define okay. How do you
are
know?
Are you physically hurt?
I think so, but also like my pride. There's a lot going on, man.
Do you want help up, or do you want to just lay there for a bit?
He's like,
You know, could you get me like a blanket from the nurse's office and just cover me up here? Because like maybe that's better. I don't know.
I don't think that's going to be better.
I could outline
kinda-
you in chalk.
Yeah, because I'm already dead, so might as well.
he kind of like holds up a hand from
All right,
from the
I'll-
position.
I'll help you to your feet.
And then just absolutely dejectedly, you watch this little kid like rubbing his chest like he's got like a pad of Vicks Vapor Rub, and he's just like walking back to his seat and you can hear the shuffle of the little, like, the sneaker scuffs. And then looking over at Gertie and Robbie, like,
when you look
what the hell did I ever do to you?
When you look over at Gertie and Robbie, you see Robbie already starting to walk away, and Gertie's nowhere to be found. They're just, in fact, where Gertie was, you see a senior who is actually not quite as big as Refrigerator Terry, but he's on the football team. He's one of the bigger kids. Just sitting there by himself, finishing up his sack lunch.
So I after I had helped Oak up, I take a couple steps in the direction of, the table, and since the two of them have moved on, and I just kind of like, all right, I'll have words with Robbie later. Thinking to myself, like, all right, I don't know what changes have been made here. Clearly Robbie has got a different personality and whatnot from who he was when we were friends last iteration. And then I'll just kind of head back to the table.
And with that, we will cut to Laz outside and Jessica catching up.
I think Laz has moved to whatever remote corner of this porch or patio is available furthest from the cafeteria windows, and is kind of leaning into the corner and is got his hand cupped over the end of his lighter and his cigarette as he's trying to light the end of his cigarette furiously.
You see Jessica around the corner, and she looks. Ew, you still smoke those things?
Yeah, sometimes.
My mom says they're bad for you.
She's probably right, but whatever. He finally gets it lit. He takes a big long drag. Getting really tired of this shit, Jess.
She'll come around. Rosie.
If it's not, what she wants, then maybe she shouldn't.
She is head over heels for you. Don't be ridiculous. She.
He takes another smoke, another puff. That's
She's
not
just.
what that looked like.
You have never seen a girl hurt? I find that not believable, Les. I'm sorry. But she is hurt. I mean, no matter if you know or not whether something is real or not, it looked real to her. And everything, all reality, it's messing with everyone's head.
Shit.
So, I know she said some not really great things to you, and just being a bit of a mean girl, but she's hurt. Just give her some time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whatever time that she needs. It's like I said, it's. I just want her to know that whatever the hell that was with Claire, that didn't have anything to do with me, even though it kind of did in a weird way, but I didn't choose any of that. It's this fucking place.
Oh, trust me, I know. I got punched by Meredith because and broke her hand, but she thought it was me.
You-
Sometimes,
Meredith punched you?
well, I let her punch me. Listen, she got it out of her system, but
Okay.
it sucks that like sometimes we gotta take hits for things that we didn't do, that we didn't have any control over, to make sure that the people that we care about get what they need. It's all part of caring for another person.
Just kind of nods. Yeah, I get that.
So you gotta take this punch from Rosie. It sucks, but she'll come around. You guys are great for each other, really.
Yeah.
You see, like, Jessica's, like, also leading. She kind of, like, nudges Laz. I think you're an idiot, but you guys are good together.
Thanks. Feelings mutual. He, like, offers the cigarette to her.
She, like, wrinkles her nose. I am over that.
With yourself.
As Laz takes the last few drags from a cigarette, and Jessica stands there with her nose slightly wrinkled at the disgusting prospect of a cigarette. The bell rings, and everybody begins to make their way back to class. It is en route to class that a couple things happen. First, I would like everybody to roll me one last D100.
Oh boy.
Okay. Since we went high at the beginning, we're going to go low this time.
Of course.
This is not in it. Sorry, this is not for in order. There's something that's happening. And I wanted to determine who it was going to happen to. It was going to happen to the low person for the one. It's going to happen to the low person, and the other thing was going to happen to Billy. So he rolled high anyway. I'm just figuring out what's the best order for this. I think the first thing that happens as you're all filing out of the classroom, cafeteria.
It's a food room.
I don't know why I keep calling it a classroom, but as you're all filing out of the cafeteria,
the room that starts with C.
Billy, you are motioned to the side by Mr. Elgernon, who just all he says to you is Diamond and Gizmondi are with us, referring to Robbie and Gertie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then he just nods his head towards the door for you to continue on.
Now, did he say this, quiet enough that nobody was able to hear?
It's spoken only to you.
Okay. So, for any onlookers, I'll just kind of like shake my head like whatever and move on. Like, it's just some adult, randomly saying something to a student passing by.
As you are heading to AP Chemistry, Laz and Billy.
Yep.
Let's have AP Chemistry together.
With the Van Houtens. Usually.
That is correct. So Billy's going to witness this too, because I forgot you guys are in 4th period together. You do still, in this version, share a table with the Van Houten. That they look at both of you with a certain air of visible contempt. Only enough to show that they think that you are beneath them.
Really?
They give you that look like they're better than you, but not. It's not over the top. It's just enough, like, oh, whatever.
Les sets his bag down. He goes, "How's your dad?"
I'm gonna need a charm
Which
check.
is a really insensitive question.
Wow.
If
I am going to need a charm
these two
check.
just got back from bereavement, man.
No, I didn't. It's a whole
I know,
That's
I
it.
know,
That's
I know.
exactly
You're
the
right.
point.
And I'm just saying.
You're right.
I'm just saying you're making a charm check against the vampire.
Well, I mean, Laz isn't known for making smart, intelligent decisions.
Oh.
I got a 3.
Oh God.
That fits.
No.
That fits.
I'm gonna say that both of them, as you say that, they visibly tense up, and you see, as they are looking at you, you see them both involuntarily go. And as they do so, you see the fangs go. And then in that instance, the door closes and they very quickly compose themselves. And you hear the footsteps behind you. And a teacher who is not Mr. Bunsen walks directly up to you, Laz. Off to your side, whatever side Billy is sitting. In my mind, Billy is sitting here, Laz is sitting here. So he would come around to your right side, Laz, so that he's not closest to Billy. And he leans down, and you hear a familiar voice say, You and I need to talk. And glancing over, you see Dr. K. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh. Oh boy.
Wow.
I wondered,
A lot going on.
from the beginning of this session, I wondered if Laz was going to taunt the Van Houtens about their father. You did not disappoint.
Well, I mean, it's more like a probing question, but
Yeah, more like
maybe
a test the
also-
waters.
yeah, maybe also a little bit of rubbing salt in the wound.
Wow.
But the reaction is interesting.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Either something bad has still happened to him, or there's somebody.
There was-
remembers.
There's actually, before we fully call this, there is a thing that I had you roll for, and I totally forgot to resolve, because I said we'll come back to what Billy sees.
Oh man.
And this is probably going to... I'll retcon this slightly to right after Algernon says that Gismondi and Diamond are with us. And he motions you to leave. Glancing back toward the mostly empty cafeteria, Billy. Over near where Hefe and the other maintenance worker have finished putting up some plywood, you see the table that's nearby. And you only notice this because there's that sort of... It's the sound of the glass, the broken glass being swept up that kind of draws your attention. And as the glass is swept into a dustpan, you see just under that table a blue fracture appear in the shadow under the table. And that's the actual end of the session.
No.
Sorry, I meant to resolve that back when you guys were still in the cafeteria, and I just remembered.
Shit.
I never resolved that.
Shit. Ooh, a lot of stuff. A lot of moving parts here.
Oh, wow.
Listen, I just called the end of the session, but I'm still counting that as 2. But the session's over.
Yeah,
I just saw it.
We get a new pitch count every section,
Yep,
every
exactly.
new session. But...
Yeah. One of these days, you guys are either accidentally or deliberately gonna call my bluff,
Absolutely.
and I'm gonna go, all right, and I'm gonna grab this binder over here. I'm gonna grab an envelope and pull a special sealed roll table out, and I'm gonna make you all roll on it.
No, don't do it. I've been a good egg. I haven't invoked her once.
I would
It's
agree.
proximity.
I have never once uttered the forbidden phrase.
Does anybody in chat even know what we're talking about?
No, don't say it, anybody. He's trying to trick you.
Oh.
It's said in their chat. It's also said in ours. So if there's 3, it is known.
If somebody in chat makes that happen, I'm going to make them roll on the table, and I'm going to have them roll on the table of all of your names to see who's affected. We've already established the fourth wall is shattered in this game.
Oh yeah,
so.
yeah. We've talked to these kids ourselves.
So, things are definitely very different this time around. I did really like some of the deliberate juxtapositions you guys set up. I liked that.
That's cool.
The difference in the scene between Jessica and Laz versus Anne and Laz.
In the movie of this, I'm almost seeing like when they're having like a quiet moment, there's like 3 seconds of transposed, like them fighting, and then boom, back to the quiet moment. Like hitting you in the face with it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a bit going on, so we'll see in the next session what you guys do to just what you do. I don't want to lead you in any way. I'm trying very much to let you guys have the reins right now and see where you're going to go and see what you uncover, and see what you decide to attempt to do. Though clearly somebody has something to say to Laz. So we'll figure that all out next week in our next session of Kids on Bikes. Just a reminder that you can catch Ted and I tomorrow night over on the Nerdarchy YouTube channel for another session of the Old Guard.
And there may or may not be a row between his character and mine.
Yeah, things are definitely boiling.
Love a row.
Things are definitely boiling over. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. Love seeing all the activity in chat, seeing everybody hanging out. Hope you're enjoying what we got going on in this wild and crazy game. Yeah, thank you as always, these incredible players. I never think of this as my story. I set up the setting and I kind of turn you guys loose, and you just never know when somebody's going to hurl a lightning bolt, or somebody's going to pick a fight, or whatever. So thank you to all of you, Chad, Tamiko, Carrie, Ted, Jeremy, and Em, without whom this would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to end the stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want.
Always in the juice.